Kyle and Mauricio confirmed their separation, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailer, and a fight about makeup on Love is Blind. Hey everyone, welcome into Shared News. We're going to break down reality headlines today in your reality recap. There is lots going on, whether it's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, The Bachelor, or Love is Blind. We're going to get all into it. But before we do, if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, ring the bell, so you never miss out on any reality TV updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright. Let's start with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, specifically Kyle and Mauricio, because they both confirmed this week that they are in fact separated. Now, we have heard rumors and more rumors about what's going on with Kyle and Mauricio over the past couple of months, but let's take you back to the beginning. It was actually July 3rd that People magazine published a story that Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky were separated. It truly shocked the Bravo world because when you think of strong, happy couples, at least in this reality TV space, I would say that Kyle and Mauricio were at the top of that list. They had been married for 27 years at that point, but then a source close to the pair told People that Kyle and Mauricio have been separated for a while now, but are still living under the same roof. They remain amicable as they figure out what's next for them and their family. That led to both parties releasing a statement on Instagram saying that any claims that they were divorcing were untrue, but that they were having a rough year and they were just denying getting divorced, but they never actually denied that they were separated. It was very vague, and they have been very vague about the story until this past week. So in the latest paparazzi run-ins that they've had, they're being a little less vague, confirming that they are in fact separated. So Mauricio spoke to paparazzi last week and said, Kyle and I are human beings, okay? We have emotions, we have feelings, we're going through a really hard time. He also said that the past year has been really tough and they're not ready to throw in the towel yet, that they're trying to deal with their issues internally and privately. And he said, yes, we are in fact separated. That paparazzi also asked Mauricio about the Morgan Wade factor of it all, a potential relationship, romantic relationship between Kyle and country music artist Morgan Wade. He said, there's no doubt in my mind that Kyle has not slept or cheated with Morgan Wade. They are really great friends. They are filming stuff together. They're doing stuff together. They are not in a relationship. So then a couple days later, Kyle Richards was stopped by paparazzi and they asked the same questions, but she also echoed Mauricio's sentiments, confirming they are separated, but she made it clear that she really didn't want to talk about it. She said, no more. Just no more, please. She says, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sure everyone else is sick of hearing about it. And then the photographer asked whether or not there was any chance that her and Mauricio could work through things. And she said, that's private information. Now, all of this happened before the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailer dropped, which I literally have only watched it twice. So I'm just kind of speaking from things that stuck out to me in the trailer. But before we get to that, I do think even if they are going through a hard time, this is mutually beneficial PR for the both of them. Mauricio competing on Dancing with the Stars. I believe this paparazzi interview was right outside of a rehearsal that he had. Even on the season premiere of Dancing with the Stars, he said, my wife and I have been going through a rough year. I'm hoping that this can distract me. So I'm not getting 100% genuine vibes when it comes to that. Also, Kyle is benefiting from the PR. She has invested in Morgan Wade's music. She's making a documentary about her. I bet a lot more people are going to watch this Morgan Wade documentary now that all of these headlines have been swirling on for 3 months. So I don't know. I mean, it could definitely be true that they are separated, but I definitely also think that they're both benefiting from the headlines about them 24/7, and the trailer just dropped, which is going to just reignite the fire. The whole trailer, I mean, not the whole trailer, but the majority of the trailer was about Kyle and Mauricio, and even a little bit of Morgan Wade. She was on camera, so we know she did film. They filmed her getting the K tattoo. So call me a cynic, but I think this whole thing is fake. Okay, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I think it's for ratings. Why would Morgan Wade allow Bravo cameras to film her getting a K tattoo if that wasn't premeditated? I don't know, that's just my thought. Let's move on to our next Bravo story. Brandi Glanville was rushed to the hospital after collapsing at home. She revealed on Twitter, she tweeted this on Sunday, "I collapsed at home this morning," or AM, she said, "and my son had to call 911 for help. You guys have no idea the amount of stress I'm dealing with." She was hospitalized and kept overnight for observation, although details on why she was in the hospital remain unknown at this time. In another tweet Monday morning, she wrote that she really wanted to leave after gushing over the super sweet, super hardworking hospital staff. Not only that, she posted about how she could not escape Bravo, even in the ER. She posted some photos that her doctor's name was Dr. Cohen, although not the Andy Cohen, but she also said that her nurse was Sierra, although not the Sierra from Summer House, who just so happens to also be a nurse. She wrote, "No escaping at Bravo TV, even in the ER. Look at my doctor and nurse's name. Being held hostage by the threat of a bad edit is partly the problem." Yeah, we don't really know what caused this hospitalization, but I hope that Brandi is healing and feeling better. We're gonna pivot to Bachelor Nation news. Bachelor in Paradise started off with a big love triangle between Will, Kylie, and Olivia that has everybody talking for many different reasons. I mean, let's just start at the very beginning, because before this love triangle even gets off the ground, Kylie is gushing about Avon. She is dying to meet her social media crush. She knows every picture that he has liked. He's even sent the fire emoji. I think it's very clear that Kylie is ready to see Avon walk down those steps. So maybe some foreshadowing of what is to come with those two. I mean, we've even seen in the trailer that they definitely at least go on a date together, but Kylie needs to be there when Avon walks down the steps, and the guys have the roses this week. So maybe that's why she wanted to get to know Will and kind of threw a whole wrench in the system. So Will at the same time entertaining both Olivia and Kylie. But the conversation that made things take a more serious turn was about sucking toes, which sounds strange to think that a serious romantic budding relationship came from a conversation about sucking toes, but according to Olivia, it did. So Will and Olivia were talking on the daybed about sucking each other's toes. I don't know what else you really want me to say about it. They also had a little steamy makeout session, which led Olivia to believe that this was the start of a romantic connection. But then Kylie got the date card. She was struggling to pick who she wanted to go on the date with. She contemplated Will, Blake, maybe even Brayden, but she ends up picking Will, which causes Olivia to spiral at both Kylie and Will. Olivia thinks it's super disrespectful of Will to make out with her and then not even speak to her before going on a date with Kylie. You know, later in the episode, she thinks that Kylie, as a friend, should have said something to her. It is a complete and total mess, and it's only night one on the beach. And it seems Will gets his karma pretty much immediately, because he then falls into the pool before the date even begins. When they get back to the beach, Will knows that he has a decision to make. Is he going to go with Olivia, or is he going to pursue things with Kylie? And unfortunately for Olivia and her toes, they will not be sucked by Will anytime soon, because he said he was more interested in Kylie. No sooner did he say those words did we see Avon walk down the steps of paradise, and it ends on this cliffhanger. Is Avon going to come in with a date card? Is he going to be interested in Olivia? Is he going to be interested in Kylie? I don't know. I really do think that Kylie and Avon will end up together. It seems like, and everyone wants to always say that these people have a relationship before the show, but they're flirting with each other over social media. So they at least have that initial spark, that initial attraction. I think the more questionable storyline is, what is Will going to do once Kylie dumps him for Avon? Is he going to try to go back to Olivia? And what will Olivia do? Will she shut him down completely? Who knows? Time will tell. It's only episode 1 of Bachelor in Paradise, and it's already pretty juicy. But the Golden Bachelor stole the show when it comes to season premieres. The Golden Bachelor is a ratings hit for ABC. It even did better than Bachelor in Paradise, and it wasn't really close, to be honest. So Gary and the ladies of the Golden Bachelor have really struck gold. The season premiere had the highest ratings in Bachelor Nation since 2021, which would have been Matt James's season of The Bachelor. According to Variety, the show debuted to an audience of 4.36 million total viewers. That's a significant increase from season 27, the premiere of The Bachelor, which raked in just below 3 million total viewers, and a slight jump from the June premiere of The Bachelorette season 20, which recorded just below 2 million total viewers. So when you compare that, 4.36 million is a pretty significant increase. Not to mention the Golden Bachelor aired both on ABC and is available for streaming on Hulu, meaning these numbers were recorded without multi-platform viewing taken into consideration. So the viewership will continue to grow, continue to go up in the coming days. So when you sit back and think, why is this? I think it's pretty evident. You know, first and foremost, it's heartwarming. You can really get behind Gary and root for him to find love. It's wholesome content. I feel like the Bachelor Nation is pretty drained on the whole toxicity. And of course, I mean, we like the drama of Bachelor in Paradise and the Bachelor franchise, but when it comes to the Golden Bachelor, it just brings such a different energy, a unique energy to what we have experienced in the past couple seasons. And it's really just welcomed. That and the fact that these Golden Bachelor and Bachelorettes don't want to be Instagram influencers. They are here for the right reasons. They are locked in. They want to find the love of their life. So I think it just adds to the validity of the show that you know these people are here for the real deal. Now, Bachelor in Paradise, which came on directly after the Golden Bachelor, opened to 2.17 million total viewers. So that's almost 2 million people that checked out from the Golden Bachelor to Bachelor in Paradise. Now, I also think that the Golden Bachelor is reaching a different audience than Bachelor in Paradise, but we'll see how the seasons continue to play out. Last but certainly not least, Love is Blind drama is at an all-time high as we just watched JP and Taylor break up over a fight about makeup. So maybe not the first big shock of the season because, you know, Uche dated Lydia and Aaliyah left and we're all in the midst of that drama. But definitely a moment that has everybody talking is this split between Taylor and JP after their conversation about makeup. So Taylor and JP, they really hit it off in the pods. They seemed to have no issues. I even remember after the first episode dropped, I was talking about the potential couples and I said, you know, Taylor and JP seem the most normal. They seem like they have longevity, but that ended up not being true because they did break up over this fight. Although at the end of the day, I don't think the makeup was the reason that they broke up. I think it pointed to a bigger flaw in their relationship, and that was their communication style. So like I said, they fell in love in the pods. They got engaged sight unseen, as Vanessa Lachey likes to say. And there wasn't any huge red flag that stuck out to me when they first saw each other for the first time. I thought that they were pretty affectionate. They seemed pretty happy. And, you know, JP definitely didn't say anything about him having an issue with the way Taylor was presenting herself at the moment. I mean, the only little red flag I think that popped up when they met each other for the first time was she said, "I'm wearing fake lashes." And he said, "I can tell," kind of in a snarky way, but that didn't seem like too much of a red flag in my opinion, but things just went from bad to worse in Mexico. Things got increasingly awkward as Taylor expressed concern that JP wasn't talking to her, wasn't communicating with her, wasn't speaking to her, that they were awkward together, and that they also weren't as far along as the other couples. It all comes to a head during one conversation about the reveal. So JP said to Taylor, "I understand that you tried to present yourself and look as best you could, but I feel like if you would have presented yourself like this without any makeup, it would have been better." Taylor responded by saying, "So So the way I looked made you communicate differently. He said it felt like you were fake. He said her caked up makeup and fake eyelashes bothered him. He said it was just too much and that was all over his jacket, which I feel like we could really dive in here. I mean, I don't think the issue is whether or not JP likes a fresh face or, a face full of makeup, because everybody has their preferences. I mean, if you ask my fiance, he would also say he likes it when I wear less makeup. The difference is that he doesn't make me feel bad for wearing makeup. He still makes me feel beautiful. JP, on the other hand, is calling her fake for wearing makeup when she just wanted to look nice for him. So the two went their separate ways for the night, only to see each other in the hotel lobby again the next morning, long enough for Taylor to dump him. The whole thing was just wild to me. Like I said, it's one thing to have a preference, but to use words like fake and caked, it's just unnecessary. Also, to insinuate that Taylor wearing makeup caused a huge breakdown in communication seems just like a stretch, a cop-out, an excuse, as Taylor said, and he did say, sorry, I made you feel that way. But at the end of the day, your fiance should not make you feel insecure, uncomfortable, less than, because you wanted to get dressed up for what could have been the biggest moment of your life. And I will say, season 5 is kind of going a little bit haywire. I mean, we're already down to only 2 couples potentially getting married, which some people have a problem with, me being one of them. But I will say I would rather 100 times over have someone like Taylor break things off with JP before they walk down the aisle than prolong the inevitable just to get TV time. You know what I mean? I think back to Cole and Zanab, where Zanab probably knew that she wasn't going to get married to Cole, but whether it was pressure from production or a signed contract or whatever, she went all the way through the end to the weddings. That's her choice. I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is that in the past, it seems as though couples have been afraid to end things before they get to the altar, and I'm glad that Taylor, for the first time, didn't have that thought looming over her, like, oh, I have to make it to the end. I'm going to be letting the show down if I don't make it to the altar. She was like, nope, this isn't right for me, and I'm out. And we applaud her for it. All right, you guys, thanks for joining another reality recap. Let us know what you think of any of the stories we discussed today in the comment section below. What you think about the Beverly Hills trailer, Mauricio and Kyle. If you're loving the Golden Bachelor, we love to hear from our Shared News family. So be sure to leave a comment before you go. Subscribe to our channel, ring the bell so you never miss out on a reality TV update. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright, and we'll see you back next time on Shared News.